This is Sam from Uniondale, and you're tuning into another edition of the Samianalyze show. It's been a minute. It's the dog days of summer. And before I even start, y'all, I don't do this often, but I'm feeling good today, y'all. I'm feeling good today. As August is about to end, your boy's down 15 pounds in the month of August and 36 since the month of May. Have a long way to go, but I'm excited about the journey, y'all. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Folks, the Knicks start training camp, I think, in less than a month now. Football is right around the corner. I can't wait. This is the most wonderful time of the year. It really is. And I watch the Roommates podcast with Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and their guy, Matt Hillman. The show is great. If you're a Knicks fan and you haven't watched it, go watch it. And they had Mark Cuban there. And Mark Cuban and Jalen Brunson hashed it out. So, with that said, let's analyze. Training camp is right around the corner, and you see the Knicks making moves. And when I saw this video drop, you know, these guys are getting some great people. I mean, they recently had Lil Wayne, Tom Brady. They had Jerry Farah. Recently I got to go watch that one. And then they had Mark Cuban. When I saw Mark Cuban, I said, okay. And I thought it was a great episode. It's almost about an hour and a half. An hour 28, I believe it was. But it was a great show. Look, listen, I'm a big fan. Before Jalen Brunson got to the Knicks, I've always been a fan of Mark Cuban's. For many of you who know, I mean, I am a New Yorker, Sam from Uniondale, duh. And I remember years ago, even though I'm a Yankees fan, y'all might be able to see the Yankee somewhere over there. I think it's over here actually, the Yankee plaque up there. But you know, when they won the World Series, excuse me, cameras all over the place right now. Let me fix it. But yeah, man. So Mark Cuban was on there. And I thought it was a great episode, right? You can maybe see the Yankees World Series there. But Mark Cuban was on there. And Mark Cuban basically and Jalen Brunson hashed it out. I thought it was great. There was a point there where basically Jalen Brunson and Mark Cuban got to talking, and it flat out, you know, Jalen Brunson didn't want to go first, and then they were like, no, I'll let Mark go first, and then Jalen went first. And Jalen basically said there was a little bit of a misunderstanding. There was no communication, lack of communication, right? And Mark Cuban, Jalen Brunson basically said his feelings, he was kind of upset when Mark Cuban said, when the parents got involved, that's when things got messy. Now, I don't care who you are. I think anybody would kind of take offense. I think anybody would have taken offense. I mean, anybody who's watching knows that Rick Brunson is an integral part of what Jalen does. And I think Mark said that, you know, now when they walk by, they kind of look at each other and then they'll smile and keep it moving. So, you know, maybe they might need to be a sit down between Rick and Mark down the road. I don't know. But, you know, this is Jalen Brunson. Basically, you know, they got to talk. Mark Cuban got to say that, look, there was no real communication with the numbers. And then from Jalen's side, the Mavericks never gave a number. So I guess the Mavericks wanted to know, hey, what are the Knicks offering? And Jalen Brunson's side was like, no, well, what are you offering? You know, playing, the chess game, or what you card players, poker. I don't know. I don't play cards, so whatever. I don't play chess either. But but that's what they say. And basically, that's what happened. And as a result, $104 million later, Jalen Brunson is a Knick. And then obviously we know, what was it, $156 million extension, $113 million left on the table. The rest is history. I'll tell you what, if that did not happen with the Mavericks, and a lot of people want to say, well, the Mavericks didn't, they dropped the ball. Mark Cuban ended up saying that, they asked him basically what was something that he regrets as an owner or what have you. And he said losing out on Steve Nash and Jalen Brunson. And Jalen Brunson was like, no, Steve Nash. And I forgot all about that. Steve Nash was there, and, Mike Bibby had just got a max deal. And look, listen, you don't win them all. Business and in life, you don't win them all. And Mark Cuban says he has a paper on his desk to this day that says Mike Bibby. Like, basically, the Mike Bibby, he should have just given him the max deal and things might have been different. I'll tell you what, he said Jalen Brunson as well, but I don't think Jalen Brunson would have been Jalen Brunson if he didn't get to the Knicks. I don't think you see the Jalen Brunson. We started seeing the emergence of Jalen Brunson in the playoffs when they made the Western Conference Finals and they lost to the Warriors in 5. We saw Jalen Brunson every time Luka got hurt or Harris got hurt. Jalen Brunson would come in and light up. But Jalen Brunson needed his own team. I kind of see the same thing with Tyrese Halliburton with the Kings. They both needed to move on. It happens. How many times you hear this stuff, you see this stuff happen in sports? Kobe needed Shaq to leave to become the man with the Lakers and win 2 championships. Now, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for a player to say, I'm going to do this. Now I am the man. This is my team. Watch me. It takes a lot. It's not an easy thing. But kudos and much respect to Mark Cuban for being able to go on their podcast and basically talk it out and basically show that he and Jalen Brunson are still cool. Water under the bridge. I mean, and they even said during their show, that it worked out for the Mavericks. It worked out for the Mavericks because they made it to the not only the Western Conference Finals, but the finals. And now I want to see what happens with Quentin Richardson. I forgot, obviously I know he's there, but I forgot how much the Mavericks love the New York Knicks players. They just do. That's just a thing. From Kristaps Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr. That's just how they love our players. We're the Dallas Knicks. That's just how it is. Now we've got Quentin Grimes. Grimy. I hope he does well, man. I hope he does well. Just not when he plays the Knicks. But all in all, one thing that was great with that, Mark Cuban did not hesitate to continue to talk about the new collective bargaining agreement, the first apron, the second apron. And, Mark Cuban now, he went from being the majority owner to owning 27% of the team. And so he's still involved, but at 66 years young, he's like, look, I've been an owner of this team for 24 years. And he wants to see his kids. I mean, his oldest child is 21, and then his youngest is 15. So, and he really went in on the collective bargaining agreement. How the first apron and second apron is really going to hinder teams from being able to be dynasties. So, I did a few videos ago on the death of a dynasty with the Warriors. So, check it out. Check it out. But listen, it's going to be very interesting because when it comes to the New York Knicks, Leon Rose Stradamus, he knew what was happening and he's made certain moves. Because watching that video, you saw Jalen Rose doing a lot of interesting, and they did reminisce on losing Isaiah Hartenstein. And and they said it, and I've said it too. That's a dumb rule that another team can just snatch up your own player after you put in, the development and all of that, and all, and all the credit goes to iHeart for putting in the work. But under Tom Thibodeau, he became a beast, and then we lost him. So they raised him up, they got him right, and then they're like, all right. And he was like, yo, I really want to stay. And I guess the Knicks and his teammates were like, you'd be a fool to come back. Go get that money. So now the Knicks could be in the works, by the way. And we've heard this all summer. The Knicks still have interest in Walker Kessler of the Utah Jazz. When I heard this, I'm like, oh, you guys are still trying to break bread with Danny? All right, I won't hold my breath. I won't, because I don't trust Danny Ainge to make a deal. So, but it would be great. It would be great because even the Knicks on this podcast, Cuban went about saying, hey, we can deploy two bigs, which is great, but you guys can't. When I heard, and then he took that was a shot at the Knicks. And I was like, you know what? But if I was on that pod, I'm like, yeah, not yet. Not yet, Mark. But maybe. We'll see. But we're going to see what happens, folks. We're going to see what happens. Training camp is right around the corner. Football starts on Thursday. Man, it's a great time. It's a great time. Go watch the Roommates podcast if you haven't. It was a great show. And look, JB and Mark Cuban pieced it out. Now it's that time. Oklahoma State is barred from placing NIL-linked QR codes on helmets. They may be ahead of the curve, but I could see that happening. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Folks, I'm on Facebook at Samianalyze, Instagram at Samianalyze. I'm also on the platform formerly known as Le Twitter. I'm also on TikTok. Please like, share, subscribe, and you see that notification bell to the right. Please click on that. That will let you know the next time I drop another video. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, à tout à l'heure.